Aloha and welcome back. I'm Panther, and this is Control. I'm going to go check in the pit. To see if she finished the agent. That's what they look like without all the glowing stuff.
Down here. This place is fucking weird.
This is nothing. The clocks? No, that's weird.
What's weird about a bunch of clocks?
Shut up. I think that's the new director.
I finished synthesizing the samples. Do you need something? I need to get going. Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas. Significant research has shown the positive effects of talking to plants. I wonder if they talk back in ways we cannot hear.
So I guess she's just not finished yet.
I suppose there are benefits to an emergency. Fewer disruptions. More time for concentration.
Okay. I don't care about that. Okay, back to what I was doing.
Possibly changing labyrinth. Can never pass through. Dimensional research.
This is really important stuff. Well, I consider all of it really important, but you get the idea.
I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license.
This is the ashtray maze. And just like that, back where I started. Well, now I know how to get there via map.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Fuck. Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be Quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
I heard it. I don't need to hear it again. Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague, Dr. Harrington, has already contracted you asking for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Paracanicus has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of a budget increase. Just think what those additional resources could do for a already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of a single malt, so I left you a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Fuck Lewis. Bureau has spent several years studying why objects of power transport themselves into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential recipient determined by Jigarid's archetypes and collective subconscious would be inhibited by paranatural energies when AoE occurred in the vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link is created by the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Other dimensions was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold of the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully, the truth will emerge. Dr. Darling is insisting that certain objects of power share a direct connection to an entity or group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I am allowed to access. In his written report, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power and the astral plane and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very of objects, such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to, but had a connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with it's the board you're talking about. It's clearly the board. Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline would result in gravest harm or even death if the user is not the director, or at least worthy of the role? Why would we assume this involvement by the board is a natural fact and not something more? That I don't know what he's trying to say. Resonance theory. Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? opened a door to I've called the emits a force that is far beyond the forces that we've previously dealt. It has shown me that I have have to wonder. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder. Is resonance the key element of all altered phenomena? AWEs, altered items, objects of power, do they all share a common resonance that we have yet to discover? Can we harmonize control points? What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if the resonance has been the answer the whole time? Tired, but god damn, I still love this game. Yes. No. Did we all of a sudden become in prey and you gotta mark stuff to make sure it's not freaking mimics? Okay, thank you. All right, yeah. Haha. I prefer recovery over having the max increase. I didn't get the double. Oh. need to go to the elevator. Yep.
Pope wants us to compile all of Darling's data entries for the past.
Containment.
Notice follows you in, right?
The containment sector, the Panopticon, is home to the altered items we find and contain. It is a maximum security prison. It's a vault for the most valuable treasures on Earth. It's a powder keg big enough to blow this world to dust. A temple, a place of worship filled with idols of angry gods. It's all of these, and none of them. It's something more profound, unbelievable, unknowable. Something worse. Altered items. We've found many. They appeared mundane, but nothing could be further from the truth. They're all powerful, dangerous. They press heavy on our minds because that's their nature. They've been altered because we can't stop thinking about them. We put them on altars because they're used to being worshipped. This keeps them calm. We contain them, but they don't want to be controlled. We study them to discover what makes them tick. If this place were ever reached, it would be chaos of biblical proportions.
Sector. Panopticon. Altered item. Maximum security prison. Dangerous.
Okay. Objects of power and altered item distinctions. While altered items and objects of power may seem similar at first, it is important to note that there are very key distinctions. Firstly, objects of power grant utilitarian abilities. Second, objects of power translocate anyone who makes physical contact to the astral plane. This is widely believed to be due to the board's affiliation with the objects of power. Not every individual is allowed into the astral plane, which indicates the board elevates who can and cannot enter, evaluates. Thirdly, this is not always the case. Objects of power are much more neutrality than altered items. Looking at specific criteria that defines objects of power, it is no wonder they are notably rarer than altered items. In fact, we have altered items for every object of power contained.
Reminder, this week, any documents that suddenly appear pink, light red, or any shade in between must be incinerated immediately. Failure to do so will result in termination and possible bodily harm. Thank you for your attention.
Let's check the shelter. I'm just trying to thin out my list. Cool. And now you got a buddy. Did I get D2? upgrade. Nope. Nope. Charge. Charge is a good one if I remember correctly. I just need more remote thoughts.
The astral plane. Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get.
Reminder. This week, any document...
For some time now, there has been a steady increase in the annual number of AWEs that the Bureau responds to. Between 2010 and 2015, we responded to AWEs. For comparison, note that we only responded to between 1995 and 2005. Is this rise a result of improvement in our detection procedures, or perhaps some simply coincidence? We cannot say for sure, which is why this proposal for AWE task force to be created within the hierarchy of the investigation sector has been compiled. We need to spend more time examining what causes AWEs rather than just containing them.
Someone needs help over there.
Wait, what?
Sounds like there's a man down.
Where?
I had to change the tea leaves because the ants attacked
I'm here.
the tea maker.
What happened to you?
I got in a little scrap.
What kind of tea
Name's
leaves
Horowitz.
do you don't care?
Is he gonna be okay?
Don't look at me like that. I'm fine. But Wells is still in there. You gotta get him out.
Who's Wells?
My squad mate. We were hunting a runaway altered item. We followed it down into the clocks.
The clocks.
A threshold. The Bureau sealed it up years back because of all the clocks. We followed the altered item inside, but the way it was acting, we weren't ready. Me and Wells were the only ones to make it to the motel court. He was right behind me, but he never showed up on this side.
I'll go find him. But first, you need to get to a medic.
Wells is the medic. Please, you gotta get him out of there. I'll be fine, really. Roop can patch me up later.
Fine. But I'll be back for you.
I damn well hope so. Just use the motel cord there. It should get you into the clocks. Sorry, the threshold.
That is what we'll do next. But first, I want to continue. Alright. That's it for this episode. I will... Cool. I will catch you all in the next episode. Until then, have fun, be safe, and aloha.